What's up YouTube, Day of Heavens Everwar Games, bringing you an updated Paleozoic Frog deck profile. Now, the ban list has shaken everything up, the meta is wide open, and with the introduction or the early release of Miss Starboy, the Paleo's Frogs have a massive boost and now can have Double Toad back on their board, as well as a heck of a lot of back row to disrupt you guys. So, let's go through the deck profile and show you what we've got. Start off with a very traditional monster lineup. Depending on how much you want to go into the monsters, there's many different versions of the way you play this. You've got triple Swap Frog straight off the bat, and then triple Duke Frog and double Ronin Toadin. That is the only monster lineup you need. You can add in Maxi by all means. I've kept this as a 40 card deck. You can boost this up to a 60 card deck if you wish. The other options that you can add in are stuff like Mathematician, now that he is now at 2, and of course Absolute King Backjack. But I've tried to keep it as pure Paleo Frog as I possibly can. Maxi, like I said, is always an option in the deck. It's a very small monster lineup there, and we go more on the spells, less on the spells, and mainly focus on the traps. So we go with the double Pot of Desires because it can always be a win con, the one Raigeki, and now the one Dark Hole for the board wipes. So as you can see, a very small portion of the deck right there, at least a quarter. Now we're getting into the it. This is what Paleos are all about. We play triple Paleozoic Dynamiscus. This is your total one face-up card on the field, discard one card, and if you do, banish it. And then obviously it has its other effects from coming back from grave. Triple Paleozoic Aloinoids. This is your back row hate towards your opponent if there's a mirror match or anything like that. Triple Canadia. This is your Book of Moon monster, Book of Moon trap card into monster. Double Morella. This is the send one trap card from your deck to the graveyard, so it helps with your lost wins in grave. The single Paleozoic Lena Colia, I believe it is. I might have butchered that name there, but I'm sorry if I have. And then this is just to banish, return a banished card back to your graveyard, so it helps you recycle your Paleos. Next, triple Reckless Greed. Triple Lost Winds. Now you can, it's entirely up to you on the Lost Winds kind of factor. It's a nice little introduction of Lost Winds, but you can tag it out for more effective cards depending on what the meta is like. But because your side deck is going to be stuff like D barriers, it's going to be heavy storm dusters and stuff like that, you're completely open to whatever you want to use. Double Storming Mirror Force, because at this moment in time I think it is a better option than Quaking Mirror Force, because it then hits the rest. But for those times when you don't want to bounce back to hand, you've got double Mirror Force to do some damage. We then go on to the Solemn Brigade. 2 Solemn Strikes, so the introduction of the Special Edition Mace Solemn Strike is a lot easier for everyone to get because it is now in a Super. The 1 Solemn Warning, these are your, that is your Denko out, because obviously let's not forget Denko does shut this deck down, but any good player will tell you, or any good Paleo player will tell you that when you go into Game 2 you're going to be putting in your outs of Denkos, because 9 times out of 10 that's what your opponent's going to be dropping on you. And then we finish off the 1-ofs, Imperial Order, because you don't play many spells, so being able to shut out your opponent's spells is always going to be a plus. You just need the ability to get rid of it before you burn yourself out, or kill your opponent before that happens. The 1 Torrential Tribute acts like another Raigeki and Dark Hole, and a compulsory evacuation device. All little nice trap cards to play, and like I said, it's entirely up to you how you want to play this. If you do want to boost this up to a 60 card version, I highly advise stuff like Card of Demise. You can play Fairy Tale Snows, you play Fiend Grievings, you play Backjacks, your 2 Mathematicians, Starlight Roads, which if you're not in this deck we are siding, you would main it. Okay, so now on to the monsters. Double Miss Starboy, you can easily play this at 3 if you want. It'd probably be the most expensive kind of chase card from the set because it is the water version of Misius Radiant. But coming in Circuit Breaker will be a common. If you want the supers, I'll say pick them up now in the special editions. Double Proxy Dragons, because you can easily put these off of the markers that your Miss Starboy gives you, and you're going to be boosting out even more monsters. Triple Totally Awesome. I do need to pick up my third, or I can't find my third. But 3 of this guy, plus he's getting a 500 boost from Miss Starboy. You've got a 2700 Toad that can negate, recycle, do whatever you want. Double Stardust Dragon, because you side in 2 Starlight Roads. Now obviously your opponent is going to be putting in back row hate. If you main your Starlight Roads, you've got a bit of an advantage if your opponent drops a Twin Twister on you. It's entirely up to you how you want to twist it and play with it that way. double Paleozoic Ophiobina. Oh, I've just butchered that, I do apologise. And one Anomo. Again, very, very standard Paleozoic XYZ lineup. And they're a bit more relevant now that we've got Mistar Boy, because 9 times out of 10 you're going into your Toad. But to be able to go for your Toad and then go into your Paleos as well is going to be absolutely invaluable. Then we wrap it off with the one Sky Cavalry Centuria, the one Cat Shark. I can't find mine, which is really, really annoying, but I will do. And the one Digusto Phoenix. I don't have that yet, so I do need to pick one up. But again, you very rarely go into them. When you're making your rank 2 plays, you're going into Toad 9 times out of 10. And let's not forget, your first 2 materials are going into a Mistar Boy, and then you're going to push into your Toad anyway. So that is it for the deck profile. Very, very straightforward, very, very simple. It is a possible meta contender. This is probably the first time in a long while that the meta has been broken as wide as it is now. For the pure fact that under Lynx, not many decks were played fully and properly because everyone was going the Zoo Draco route. So not really a lot, not many of the rogue decks or the older decks or anything like that, bar stuff like Chainburn, had a chance to come out of the woodwork and actually fight. Not saying that people haven't done that with their decks, but you know, sometimes they couldn't compete with the Zoo and Dracos, and it was best not to go out with those decks and just go with your strongest deck possible. So it will be nice to see the meta shake up. You've got ABCs, like I've said. Check out our meta video, our 11 of my best kind of metas that I reckon will be coming in and putting in a fight for the game. So check that out just to kind of see the breakdown. I definitely think that Paleos is going to be one of those fighting for the top spot, at least until Spirals come out, and maybe even after Spirals come out. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.